If you're looking to add a filmic look to your digital video or stills, then this is the video for you, because today I'm going to be talking about a film emulation piece of software called Dehancer, which is available on DaVinci Resolve, Premiere Pro and After Effects and Final Cut Pro, as well as iOS devices. So what can Dehancer do for your footage? Let's find out. But first, a disclaimer. Dehancer reached out to me, asked me to make this review. No money's changed hands, they just want my honest opinion, get some feedback, and they can make the software better in the future. Whether you've got a smartphone, a pocket camera, a mirrorless camera, or a full-sized filmmaking camera, Dehancer can add the film look to your imagery. The process is really simple. Just add your footage into the timeline and either drag and drop the filter onto individual clips or onto an adjustment layer. Now from there, when the filter opens, you go through the menu from top to bottom, and whether you shot in a Rec 709, which are the standard profiles like natural and vivid, things like that, add the vendor of the camera, the type of camera it is, or if you shot in log. So it's all very straightforward, and then you get to all the lovely controls, and this is what you're paying for. This is what the value is in the software, is being able to add a custom amounts of grain, halation, bloom, as well as other factors that go into creating the film look, which you'll be using to mimic a certain film look that you like, a classic movie, or create your own look, your own secret sauce. So let's have a look at some examples. Now, my own personal cameras, I am very much a Lumix shooter. I've had a GH5 for some clips here, GH6, we've got the S5 Mark II, I've also got a DJI Pocket 3, here are some clips from that. My friend Seb has kindly given me some clips from the Canon R6 Mark II, and here are some aerial shots from Seb, some drone shots. Thank you, Seb, for those. When it comes to adding halation and bloom, there is a nice checkbox here which allows you to see a mask of the effect at work and allow you to dial in just the right amount of bloom or halation that you want from your image. Halation you'll see from often a backlit subject or reflections, and you know, it does add a kind of slightly magical light to some things. Of all of the emulations, I'm quite fond of the Fuji Chrome Provia 100F. It seems to work fantastically with Panasonic Lumix Vlog footage, and it gives a very pleasing look. And this is where the value of Dehancer gets really interesting for me, because you can create your look, and once you get to the bottom of the list of parameters, you can see you can export that look as a LUT. And what that means is you can take that LUT, hand that off to your editor. You know, you don't have to work in Final Cut Pro. If you wanted to use that LUT in Resolve or Premiere Pro, you can do that. But you can also take that LUT, obviously, and add it in to your camera. Most modern mirrorless cameras, like the Lumix S5 Mark II that I'm using, you can insert that LUT and you can use it whilst you're on set, so that you're exposing for that look to make sure that your color workflow is going to remain absolutely on point the whole way through your production process. So it's really cool. In that regard, you're essentially giving yourself the ability to maintain a constant look. But obviously there's a value in creating your own LUTs. As an independent creator, you might want to put out your own LUTs, sell your own LUT packs. The second thing which is worth considering when it comes to this software as a value proposition is the cost. Because you could say, well, hey Adam, why don't we just do our color grading in Final Cut or in Resolve and just get our film look that way? Well, you could, but that's the beauty of Dehancer. The value is that you've got all of these parameters already laid out with a high amount of detail and precision and way to exact that look and preview that look. Moreover, you have all of the film stocks to emulate. You've got a starting point to take your color workflow through. The software costs £449 on Final Cut Pro, which, relatively speaking, that's 1 or 2 days of post-production. If you can save that amount of time by having a piece of software that is needlepoint, gets straight into helping you create that look, and you can do it that way, then I think there is a great value to it. Now, I said it was £449. That is a lifetime license. You don't have to do that. You can go straight to Dehancer's website and get a free trial, or you can go on a subscription service from them if you don't have money up front to buy a lifetime license or don't want it. What's there to lose? You've got an awful lot of value crammed into this software. It's extremely powerful. If you want to buy a copy of Dehancer and save yourself 10% and also help the channel, then please do use my affiliate code FW10. Thanks so much. As well as the desktop version of Dehancer, there's also an iOS version which works on your iPhone or iPad. I had a go with this and it works really well. It's fully featured and has got all of the same precise controls as the desktop version, and it's really nicely laid out. I especially like the fact that you can preview the film emulations before adding them to your clip. Overall, Dehancer delivers exactly what it sets out to. It gives you a number of film stocks to choose from and precise controls over creating your own unique looks. And that, I think, is fantastic and worth the cost of the software. Now, could it be better? Sure, I think it could. The desktop version could take a leaf from iOS and have some kind of visual preview as a starting point. My M1 MacBook Pro Max only slowed down with 6K footage. 4K ran much better, and in performance mode absolutely fine. So it's quite taxing, but if you've got a modern Mac, then I think you're just fine. And obviously if you are using proxies, then even better. The iOS version of Dehancer has a great UI. The visual reference for the film emulations make it a bit easier to get started on your film look and to choose a particular stock. The sliders and everything is really nicely laid out, and as I said, it's something which the desktop version could do with. Now obviously on the iOS version it only accepts one clip at a time, so you would have to finish your edit in Final Cut or LumaFusion, export it and bring it into Dehancer to add your final filmic look. So if there was a way to integrate Dehancer into the iOS version of Final Cut, that would help in terms of adding your filmic look or multiple filmic looks to within a single project, where you might want a particular grade and a particular look for different sequences. If you want to find out more about Dehancer and how to achieve the filmic look, then there are some great how-tos on the Dehancer YouTube channel. Well, that's it for this one. If you've enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to use the promo code FW10 if you're looking to buy a copy of Dehancer. That's it from me. I'm Adam Loretz from the Filmmakers Workshop. Until next time, take care, and I will see you on the next one.